Good evening, everyone. I'm Erin Burnett. Out front tonight, the president's math. It still doesn't seem to add up. Again, today on the campaign trail, the president brought along his fancy new glossy booklet. Here it is, outlining his economic plan for the next 4 years.
This is the plan we need, Virginia. This is how you build a strong, sustainable economy.
I got it here, too. But we didn't just want to take his word for it, because as we told you on Tuesday, the plan doesn't exactly add up. Inside the glossy, it says, President Obama's plan reduces the deficit by more than $4 trillion over the next decade. But how he's going to do it, well, that's still a bit of a mystery. Of course, the Obama campaign did not exactly like our analysis, but they also didn't exactly disagree with us. And we give them credit for taking the time to talk to us on the phone and for sending us this 30-page document. All right, back to the glossy, though, for a moment, because one of the claims that we took issue with is this line right here. President Obama would commit half of the money saved from responsibly ending wars in Iraq and Afghanistan to reducing the deficit, and the other half to putting Americans back to work, rebuilding roads, bridges, runways, and schools here in the United States. Now, as the president noted earlier on that page, the wars have been purchased on a credit card, borrowed. And as we told you, the money that's borrowed to begin with is money, and also was money that they hadn't planned to spend in the first place. The wars have been scheduled to end. So savings that can be applied to building bridges, as the president's plan proposes? No. The campaign recognized our point and said this was a matter to debate, but they didn't directly dispute it. But now, we also took issue with the fact that the president's plan says it will close loopholes, but doesn't tell us exactly which ones, kind of like they've accused Mitt Romney of doing. Now, when we made that assertion, we'd looked hard, including through the entire campaign website, like any voter would do to try to find the information. We couldn't find it. Now, the campaign took issue with our comment, saying our equating their lack of detail on loopholes to Mitt Romney's was a false equivalency. And so they sent us the details this afternoon. More accurately, they sent us the president's 2013 budget tables. And they say, I guess, if this 1 year is a reflection of everything the president would do for the next 4 years, then it's absolutely fair. They gave us the loopholes. The tables of their 2013 budget submitted in February are right here, starting on page 15 of 30, after devoting 14 pages to taking aim at the GOP plan. But does it add up to the president's promise of cutting $4 trillion from the debt? Well, no. The nonpartisan CBO analyzed this budget and concluded, and I'll quote them, over the 2013 to 2022 period, the cumulative deficit that would result from enacting the president's budget, $6.4 trillion, or more than 3% of GDP, would be $3.5 trillion larger than the cumulative deficit projected under current law. So that's $3.5 trillion in new borrowing they have to pay for before they even start the $4 trillion in cuts.